What's going on? I was just thinking, man. Like about I think there was a time and it was called the Reformation. It was back in the day, and this dude one time he just went kind of like renegade, and he just started writing these letters, and he just kind of go and post them to the door of the church. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of just upset things, and he was just like it's quite a nuisance when you to the false power structures sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And the dude, that is such a positive way, but at the time you could get labeled heretic and straight up murdered. But if you were connected to the high level bloodline and family insider, they can't murder you, so the next best thing they can do is send you off to an island by yourself at a punishment until you learn to respect the authority of the Pope, basically, or the Inquisition, or whatever sectarian violence that's inside of the church itself, like the Jesuit Black Pope versus the White Pope, like the Democrats, Republicans, same old schematic of the left versus the right. It doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? But even this guy and what he did might even been coaxed or orchestrated by other parties. I'm not even any aware of all this stuff, but it's still, man, it's like even now, people try to kind of knock the internet and say, hey, oh man, you ain't doing that, doesn't do enough, that doesn't make an effect. And to some extent, that shit's kind of coming true, and it seems like they're censoring the net. So it's not that, like the anonymous mask, all that, screw all that. I mean, just really, I guess you could just start taping letters to the wall. You know what I'm saying? Or just write a piece of paper that's all laid out, so no surprises, like with some documents or something on it, like some numbers to some documents, or some information. You know what I'm saying? In crucial places where they really need it, where you see some people that need some get right wake up. You could always drop a message on them, and you ain't got to do it all nasty. Because I know this is kind of like ambush. Like this guy says, like Alex Jones goes, "Oh, so you remember a Bohemian Grove where you guys danced around naked in the woods?" And the guy goes, "Mr. Jones, that's called ambush journalism, and I don't appreciate it." You know what I'm saying? So, in a way, you gotta to get the I mean, actually, he did a show the other day about that, and I thought that was a dang good tactic. He went right into the heart of the beast, basically. Like he went and jumped in the whale. You know what I'm saying? So when he went in Google and he put him on blast, man, and that shit, it sucks when people get put on blast, but when you get to operate too cozy and you're all a fraud and deceit and lies, and listen, you set yourself up for someone to come up and go and crack put a crack in the matrix, because you made this matrix that's just it's too big to fail. But that's what its flaw is. It's too big, dude. It's like anywhere you aim, you're hitting a piece of this beast now. All you got to do is just find where's the one spot that you need to start the chain reaction. You know what I mean? So in a way, you want this thing to rear its ugly head. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, there's ways to go about it. You got to be diplomatic. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the slayer, hunter, tough guy approach. Sometimes it's better just to be a fisherman and choose a good spot to cast your bait, your lure. You know what I'm saying? And hey, sometimes a lot of people who fish, just because you're on the hook doesn't mean you're going to get ate. Sometimes people just wrangle you in and give you a look over, and then they let you go on your way. And I think that's the real message of the being a fisherman of men. It's not a fisher to consume. It's you fish, and then you reel them in, and then you set them straight and let them back. You let them go again. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy out here. That just kind of crept into my mind. And, it just reminds me of all the stuff I've been doing, all these knocking on doors, in a way, of ideas and of ideologies for a while, for a few years. I've just been hammering away at the bricks of the pyramid, in a way, just knocking with the hammer. Bang, bang, bang. Not that I want to mold and shape a iron fist nation. It's like, no, I hate this matrix, dude. And in a way, that's all metaphorically, so don't expect to see me out walking around with a hammer. You know what I'm saying? This is all metaphorically, just by leaving It's like leaving letters out in the open for someone where you kind of conveniently you want them to see it, but then again, you don't want to give it to them personally. It's kind of like those guys who come and give you a court order. You got to go to court. You know what I'm saying? They come run up on you, and they'll send their little guys, man, in with their little operatives. They'll go and pay someone like a chick to walk up to you and ask you your name, and then he'll come walking up and hand you the paper. You know what I'm saying? And then he walks off and he's like, hey man, it's not me. It's out of my hands. I'm just doing my job. You know what I'm saying? You got to think of it that way. You can't really. So that's actually happened to me before. So, and I didn't, throw my shoe at the guy as he was walking away. But, I thought it was slick at the same time. It was another one of those point to the mountain, strike the grindstone misdirections. So, like most misdirections, by the time you recognize what's happening, it's already over, man. The misdirector's already probably gone. He's down the road already.